What's up, RestoMods Nation? Welcome back to Fix or Pass. This is episode 8. If you're not familiar with these episodes that we do, we talk about cars that are listed actively for sale and decide whether we would fix or pass on them. Check out some of the previous episodes here. Today's episode is going to be all Tri-5 Chevys, which is 55 through 57 Chevrolet cars. We're really fond of these cars. Kind of everybody recognizes these. As soon as you see like a 57 with the fins, you know that car. It's just a real classic, timeless car. So there's a lot of them out there, a lot of different styles that these cars are built in. We're gonna look at a couple different styles. Let us know in the comments what style you like, because there's just so many different genres, so many ways to build these cars. Tell us what you would do. Okay, without further ado, let's get it cracking. Okay, first car here. This is listed in Phoenix, but the location of this car on the map is actually in like Santa Clarita, Southern California area. 430 wheel horsepower, LS swap 57 Bel Air. So this guy goes straight to the chase, gives you the wheel horsepower, which is pretty cool, and it's up there. It's pretty strong. Really cool patina looking car. He's got a nice long description here. We'll just kind of give you the synopsis here, but it's a 57 Bel Air with a 6-liter LY6 engine, runs like a scared rabbit, a new Texas speed custom cam. Okay, so he lists like a ton of modifications to the engine. Everything seems brand new on it. It's got a 4L70E, so it's an automatic, kind of a built trans to handle that power. He's got headers. He lists everything that's new on this, updated rear end, Willwood master cylinder, drop springs. So this car has been built from the ground up, and he's listing all these components. They're all really good high-end components that he used. Doesn't look like he cut any corners on this build. And then a little thing down here at the bottom that says important info, patina paint. So I think that means he faked the patina. We'll look at some pictures of that. AC compressor and condenser installed, but no other parts in the system. So you'll have a little bit of a project on your hands finishing up the AC system, nothing major. There are no windshield wiper arms. We see that a lot in these cars in the Southwest, especially the classic cars. We only get like 20-something days of rain here. People just don't drive their cars during that time. So if you want to drive this car, put some wipers on it. No emergency brake, very drivable and reliable, drive anywhere, can assist in shipping. So let's look at some pictures. There it is. So it sits nice. It's got these steelies, but in modern sizes. And I think these are actually aluminum is what he listed, with stock dog dish caps, that patina paint job. So this car looks like it's been sitting out in the field forever, but that's really not the case with this car. This is all freshly done. That interior is really nice. You can see, I love that color. And it's all done. It's all complete, ready to cruise. There it is, the LS engine, very clean install. You can see he's got a lot of this stuff blacked out, which kind of cleans it up. There's your Willwood master, really nicely done. There's a trunk floor, battery in the trunk. Okay, so there he's showing the process he went through. Really nice, well done actually. This is, it's got all brand new parts. So you're basically driving a brand new car with an old look on the outside. So you can see probably started with this red oxide. That's a common primer. So when you see cars that are patinaed and they look like different colors, a lot of times it's the base coat or the primer that's coming through. The top coats have been worn off. And so that's probably what he was doing here. He's gonna rub down to this red oxide color. You can see all the body work that he did, fitting everything. Yeah, so there you can see it's painted. And then you can see some of that red oxide coming through where he's rubbed it down. Dash is nice. Everything looks good. Very cool car. All right, so if this is right up your alley, you want a patina looking car, but you want everything new underneath, this is like your quintessential resto mod. Some people want like a nice glossy car. Some people like this look and not having to worry about road rash and debris and chips and taking it anywhere. $56,000, he's strong on his price point, that's up there, but as you can see, there's a ton of work in this car. The looks are deceiving on this. It's a really nice car. So I would say fix, even though it's only like installing AC you would have to do. You can get in this car right now and have a really cool car. Fix on this one.
Here at RestoMods.com, we're super excited to announce our latest giveaway, this 1975 Dodge Ram Charger quadrant is our easiest giveaway yet to enter. You've watched us give away 15 insane cars over the last 4.5 years. So all you gotta do to get entered to win this truck right here is hit that subscribe button, that notification bell below. And when we get to 100,000 subscribers, we are gonna pick one of you guys to take this truck home. Hit that subscribe button. Don't be left out when we hit 100,000 and we give this truck away to a lucky subscriber.
Next one is on eBay. This one is listed in South Carolina. Buy it now price of $25,000. Also, you can make an offer on this. It looks like if you submit an offer, the seller will review it and tell you whether he likes it or not. Let's look at a little bit of info on this. Description is pretty short. 55 Chevrolet 210 Handyman wagon, 502 motor. So it's got a big block, dual 750 carburetors, built TH400 trans, 700 horsepower, runs and drives excellent, all gauges work. First chance to get it before we start changing a few things. So this is a dealership, classic car dealership. Looks like they got this car out of somewhere and they're trying to move it on to a new owner. Let's look at some pictures here. So this is built in like drag race style. You can see it's not a Nomad. There is a little bit of difference in the roof and the tailgate on the Nomads. This is just a wagon, but the rear wheel wells have been radiused to fit a big tire. You can see the fender well headers coming out. Obviously this giant hood scoop is kind of giving you a sign that there's something under there. Full roll cage. Paint looks decent, hard to tell in these pictures. Interior is there, looks like it's a few different colors, some bucket seats in there. Pretty basic. Mostly race car type stuff on this thing. You can see the exhaust, there's like nothing. It's just straight headers dumping out, which is very race car. And there you see the big block with the headers, fender well headers, big huge tunnel ram intake. This thing is like a quarter-mile car or an eighth-mile car. Probably not super friendly to daily this thing or go on a long cruise, but that's just the style of the car. At the $25,000, you'd have to go look at this car and see what kind of condition the body's in. But all the parts are there. You know, this thing is like a high performance drag machine. So it'd be hard to build a car like this for this money. So if that's what you're looking for, it's kind of unique. It's a wagon, it's fully built. I would say fix on this. The price is pretty strong, but like I said, hard to build this car for that price. So I would say fix on this one. Okay, next one, we're back on Craigslist. We are in Long Beach, so LA area. This is a 55 Tri-5 Bel Air 150 210 no post. So there's a ton of different trim levels on these Tri-5s. You know, you can decide what you like and what you don't like as far as the post. They're talking about the window post here and the B-pillar. Some of them are hardtop, they don't have it. Some of them do. There's so many different variations of these cars that's why they're so popular, because there's a model that fits everyone's taste between these 3 years and all the trim levels offered. This one says he's helping a friend sell it, purchased it a couple years ago with the hopes of a major build. You see that a lot. Floors are solid and passenger area. Firewall is solid, no rust anywhere. It's been sandblasted, underside of the body is undercoated, stock suspension, lots of parts, no engine, trans, no seats. So this is kind of a big project, but they've done a lot of the hard part, which is like blasting this car down to bare metal. So when you go look at this car, I mean, even in pictures, you can really see what the body looks like, if there's any damage, what's been patched. There's not a nice new paint job hiding anything. So that's kind of a plus, you know what you're getting into. Pretty straightforward, it's kind of a rolling shell. There's all the original chassis, looks somewhat complete. Rear end's in there. The floor looks really nice. It looks like they've already started, like he said, he did all the undercoating on the floor, so that's kind of nice. Chassis is ready. So you can start building this car. You can take it to a body shop and have them finish the body work and do the paint, or do it yourself. You can see here what I said about it being honest. There's nothing hiding there. So all the rust that's in that door and then this fender, you can see it. So some stuff like this could be easily hidden by Bondo and poor body work. But when you're buying this car, you can see it. It kind of looks like there's a seam here, like they may have patched that lower fender, kind of a common rust area. Yep, there it is. There's a weld seam. Not the best job, but you might be able to work on that. Floors look okay. Dash is all complete. Looks like they've smoothed some of the radio and, you know, heater control stuff here, which is kind of a nice look. That's what you're going for. Pretty straightforward. Floors are there. Here's a lot of the trim, a lot of the extra parts. It's kind of nice to get all this stuff because all this stuff is really hard to find. On the flip side of that, when you're putting it back together after paint, some of this stuff that looks okay on the floor here, when you put it up against a nice shiny paint job, doesn't look as nice and you end up ordering new stuff, but it's good that they kept it all. And this car is priced pretty fairly, $9,500 for a Tri-5. You know, you're buying the project, but you're buying a nice solid body for that money. And if you're gonna go all the way with this car, this is a good start. I would say fix on this car. These cars are, especially being a no post, a hardtop car, pretty cool, pretty valuable car. All right, next one is on eBay. This is a 57 Bel Air 150-210 El Camino pickup. Classified ad price $10,000 or make an offer. Let's read a little bit about this because this is kind of weird. So it's obviously been converted into an El Camino. They never made one of these. It doesn't look like they know too much about it. This is a dealership. They probably just got this car in from someone's estate or something. Yep, very brief description, just says it's a roller. Let's look at some pictures because that's where this thing is kind of interesting. So it's a 57 in the front and some rear window out of a donor vehicle and then kind of just bodyworked into having a truck bed. This is not my favorite, I'm going to be honest with you. It's got an interesting look to it. It's unique, it stands out, but the modifications don't really flow that well with the body lines. The vehicle is very rough, it's got floor rust, and it's missing a lot of parts. So without going too far into it, I'm gonna say pass on this just because it's kind of a funky car, but somebody might want that. Somebody might be looking for something like this. I would pass. That roofline bump kind of kills it for me back there, and among other things, but I would pass on this. Next one, we've got Phoenix area, 57 Chevrolet 210 two-door sedan. Car runs and drives, so that's kind of cool. Could use a tune-up. Has a small block with a 4-speed, body in overall good condition, very solid. Some rust in the floor. Simple pans would fix that. New gas tank. Okay, clean Arizona car. This is what I like to see, a nice dry Arizona car. This is a post car, so you can see it's not a hardtop, but it's got most of the trim. Looks like it's missing one piece. It's in primer, runs and drives, so you could get in this car and tinker on it and drive it and enjoy it. Here's that rough patch floor pan. You're probably gonna wanna take this out and put a nice aftermarket, you know, they make them molded to the car. Seats in there, somewhat complete, pretty honest car. It's got the small block. This one's listed at $19,500, so it's a little up there on the price. Maybe you can negotiate at that price point. I would pass, but if you can negotiate this down, this is a good, cool project you can get into and drive it while you work on it. Next one, this one is up in Hampton Bays, which is way up there in the Northeast. So these Northeast cars get a little rough sometimes. So let's see what he says about this. 150, have registration, my name, comes with bumpers and some parts. What you see is what you get. Everyone has a Bel Air. Good luck finding a 150 these days, located in Hampton Bays, New York. Very short description, doesn't go into a lot of what the condition of the body is as far as rust. He says what you see is what you get. So definitely go look at this car so you know what you're getting. It's listed for $6,000, which is one of the more affordable cars we've looked at here. Let's look at some big pictures. So right off the bat, it looks kind of rough, but you can't see the normal rocker. These cars really suffer from rockers and body mount rust, and you can't really see that from this picture. What I am looking at right off the bat is somebody had cut this wheel well out at some point, which is a common thing on, you know, that kind of gasser drag race look. You would fit a nice big tire under there, so you'd have to cut this out. So it looks like it's been cut out and put back in. So a few more pictures. Okay, yeah, big portions of the floor have been cut out because they were probably rusty. Seat frames there. Floor is all wet, like maybe this was taken in the rain. A lot of rust down in this, under the trunk area. Some rust in the trunk actually here. Not terrible, I've seen East Coast cars that are a lot worse, but this one's a little rough. Let's keep going. He's got the VIN number, he's got a bunch of parts here, which is kind of cool. Here's the other side, and there you can see the wheel well is still cut out on that side. Looks like they did a little bit of a rough job on that, but I would say with this car, your best bet would probably be going back to that kind of race car look since the body's a little rough. That's kind of acceptable in these older drag style cars. You don't have to have the most pristine car. Really nice finished race cars are nice, but these kind of rough around the edges ones are cool too, and you can focus putting your money on going fast. That's probably what I would do with this car. This is, you know, a little bit far to do a full restoration, but you could do it. You could put quarters on this car and bring it back to life. And I think For $6,000, this is a good entry-level Tri-5. Like he said, good luck finding 150. We looked at a few, but they are a little more rare, and the post car lends itself to that drag style car. If you look at a lot of the old 60s gasser cars, the post was more common. So this would be a good candidate for that. If you're up in the East Coast, $6,000 isn't bad. You can get something that you could put a lot of time into if that's what you want to do. So I would say fix on this. Normally I would probably pass on this, but considering the location and price, I'm gonna say fix on this. So that wraps it up for us. We went all over the country on eBay and on Craigslist looking at Tri-5 Chevys. Tri-5 Chevys are really cool. Like I said, a lot of different styles. I've even seen lowrider ones. There's Nomads, which are really neat. We looked at a wagon. They had sedan deliveries. Just something for everyone. We looked at an El Camino, which they never made. And looking at some of those pictures, maybe there's a good reason why. All these listings are active and links for them are in the description. So if one of you guys are interested in one of these vehicles and want to go check it out, hit one of those links and go get yourself a cool project car. Thanks for watching and keep having fun with cars.